Hey everyone, welcome back to the Beauty School Bobbi podcast. Today I am here with two people that America's Beauty Show brought into my life. They are one of my favorite husband and wife combos. I love husband and wives that work together in the beauty industry. So today I got to talk to Hannah and Chrystofer Benson from Chrystofer Benson Collective. Today we talked about hair show awards. We talked about competitions, photo shoots, just really the different side of the beauty industry that they focus in. They're so much more art, creative, fun. They are out there. They're doing something so different. And every year at America's Beauty Show, they host the Sunday night event at Joe's, and you do not want to miss it. This year, they dropped the theme on the episode. So the outfit that I had planned may need to get mixed up. We might have to add in some things, and I cannot wait. So this is a night where not only do you see all of your favorite artists on stage, it is a party and everyone is there to have the best time. So think dancing, think club, also mixed in with tons of free giveaways. So this is just like the night that I swear we all get to just like dance off into the moonlight. We have so much fun. So it was awesome to talk to them. We hadn't recorded with them before, which is so weird because I feel like every year that we're with them, we're like, we got to get on the podcast together. But I'm so happy that it finally happened. These two are leaders in the beauty industry that are leading with heart. And that is always the thing that we are so drawn to. So today was just a great day, great episode, great interview. I smiled the entire time and literally wanted to jump out of my seat when they told us the theme for this year. So I can't wait. I hope that I will see you guys at the Chrystofer Benson event. It's going to be wonderful. And this is going to be the night, like I said, that we get to just be girls. We get to dance and just have so much fun while watching like an insane show. They were even mentioning that they were actually in Colorado while we were recording because they were meeting with the DJ. So you know that they are fine-tuning all of this to be the biggest, best show yet. So make sure that you check it out. I hope you love this episode. This one is so good. I think for the creatives in the industry and the people that want to do things a little bit different, you're really going to gravitate towards this. So I hope you love it. Make sure when you are done listening, please, please, please give this podcast a 5-star review, leave a comment, write a review, do all the things. It seriously helps us so much. So make sure you follow me at Beauty School Bobbi and follow us on Beauty and Style Network. Here's the show. If you're a beauty school owner or educator listening right now, I want to share something we actually use inside of our school, Beautista. Placement tracking has become one of the hardest parts of running a school. Between spreadsheets, emails, binders, and chasing down employment updates, it can get overwhelming fast. And on top of that, marketing your school and showing real student outcome matters more than ever. That's why we implemented Beautista. Beautista is a portfolio-first career platform built specifically for the beauty industry. Instead of graduating with just a resume, our students build professional digital portfolios that salons can discover and hire from. Beautista supports over 130,000 plus beauty professionals and partners with schools across the country. At the same time, it helps us modernize placement tracking and keep career outcomes organized and in one place. It's not just a hiring tool, it's a marketing tool. When prospective students can see real portfolios, real engagement, and real career momentum, that changes the enrollment conversation. And beyond placement, Beautista hosts over 1,200 live free classes and mentorship experiences just this year with top educators and brands. So students keep growing, building confidence, and staying connected long after graduation. If you want to modernize placement, elevate your student marketing, and give your graduates a real competitive edge, head to Beautista.com and check it out today. Behind the chair, but ready for more? If you're serious about turning your talent into a real business, From Chair to Boss is for you. It's education and community built for beauty pros in their first 0 to 5 years, and for students. It's the perfect exit course to help you graduate with a plan. Pricing, financing, branding, marketing, and the business tactics that make entrepreneurship feel possible. This isn't theory. It's built from Mariah Villarreal's real journey. She's a hairstylist turned CEO, founder of Pink Pewter and From Chair to Boss, and she's helped empower thousands of beauty pros to think like owners and build careers that last. You can take the full program or choose individual courses like financial readiness, branding and marketing, business tactics, and clientele building. And you'll also get the best part, the community, a place to connect, ask questions, get support, and grow with other beauty pros who are building their future. And you're invited to a free Zoom on Monday, March 30th. Fear is Keeping You Broke with Mariah Villarreal. Get involved at education.mariahvillarreal.com. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Beauty School Bobbi podcast. Today I'm here with two of my friends, Hannah and Chrystofer Benson. You guys, welcome to the show.
We're so thankful here. Thank you for having us.
I can't believe we haven't recorded before. Like every year we're like, we got to schedule it. We got to get you on the podcast. I'm so happy that we were finally able to do this. So you all are in Chicago right now, right?
No, we are in Colorado at the moment.
Oh, in Colorado is where the DJ is. So you guys are getting ready for the show. I didn't realize you guys brought someone in.
We are this year. Yeah, we are this year.
We specially handpicked this person.
We had, I mean, listen,
awesome.
We've done the show. We had a good time. We had a good time, but we're never ones to just sit and go, okay, that was cool. We always want to evaluate, and this goes with anything for us in life, but shows, the live, as big a success as it was, of course we walk away and go, what could be better? And for us, like, I thought the DJ did a good job. We want somebody that is fire, that is like matching the energy of you guys, because the audience was so locked. I mean, it's the only word we can come up with. They were just so locked in. And I think they deserve that back. The artists are giving it. So for us, every portion, every piece, everything that is coming into live has been handpicked this year for every aspect of it.
And to clarify, we're talking about live this beauty show.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to jump into how we know you all and what we are going to be doing together here just in a couple months. We're so excited for America's Beauty Show, but you all have an entire show that you put on Sunday night at Joe's Live at America's Beauty Show. So I know if you get tickets to America's Beauty Show, you get to attend. It's 21 and over. I always like to throw that out there because I know a lot of my students that are coming are asking, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you guys. And they're like, but we have, I'm like, don't you dare. I'm like, don't even try to sneak.
It's funny that we've had that approach to us too. I'm like, hey man, that's all on you. I don't know anything about any of that.
Yes, I know, because everybody wants to be there. So this show has become such a staple of America's Beauty Show. I want to get into a lot of the things that you all are doing outside of this, but at Joe's Live on Sunday night, you put on, I know we're calling it a show, but it's really something that I haven't experienced in the beauty industry. I think it's so different than what anyone might even expect. And that's the exciting part about it. If anybody has not been there, like walking in, you're like, okay, we're getting settled. And then the show starts and it is like party mode from beginning to end. You have people on stage, like hair is flying, chairs are being thrown into the audience, you guys. Like last year I was like, that's a chair, that is a chair, like
it's true.
It was the most fun. It was pure joy. It was like being a kid again in that moment. And you all just, the energy and the emotion that you all created in that room last year, and I know that you're gonna do again this year, was something so special. So can you kind of rewind a little bit to tell me, like, how did this show specifically happen? Because I know there's obviously a lot of moving pieces in your life. And again, I want to talk about all of that, but how did this show specifically start and come to fruition?
Indeed.
Sure. So I think there's all kinds of amazing events in the beauty industry, and we've been to all of them. We participated in pretty much everybody's, and they're all great in their different ways. But for us, a lot of the times, especially at the big hair shows, you know, you've been doing it for over 30 years, the
like
hair show circuit. And yeah,
oh my gosh.
And we sit at the bar every night and hang out with everybody at the same bar. And it's great. And you're connecting with people, but we're sitting around and just looking at all the artists who are sitting there and the incredible talent they have. That one, you're all separated by brand or by what you're there for when you get to the show. And then two, they're just sitting around drinking, which we love. We love a good party.
And talking hair, which is hilarious.
But when you have
exactly.
why are we not doing something more creative? Like, why are we not getting that out if this is one of the only chances all of these people can be in one room? And so that's where it kind of birthed, like, let's do this at the show, because this gives people from all different brands, all different, walks of their education, from new artists to the most seasoned artists, to have a chance on stage together. And a lot of times that's not possible with the way the industry works at the actual show. And so that was kind of the birth of, what do we want live to be?
Yeah, and I'll take that a little further. I mean, it's called local industry vivid experience. So the biggest thing for us is, I think we come in and obtain a lot of space in cities, but sometimes I don't think the cities know we're there. And I think that this is the only public event that people can actually come and see what goes on with the hair industry and celebrate it with us and be a part of the industry, and see a glimpse of it. The other part to it for us was exactly what Hannah was talking about, bringing local people, young ones up that have incredible talent to represent their city, and be able to put them on stages and really celebrate them in the truest of fashions, clear space, so that they can just get up and create. But then what they don't know, because we separate it, so the first session of artists is always in one pod, and we put the other artist in the back half in a separate, so they don't know who's coming. So all the young ones get up and get to do their thing. And then what they don't realize is they get done, they go into the audience, all the top artists are coming right behind them on that same stage. And I think it's something really special for them to see, that is the people they look at. That's the people that they're inspired by. And then they were standing on those same stages. I think the other thing too, is it gives people a space to just create. We want it to be a highly produced show, which is, there's no question when you're talking with our team that what it's going to be, but also create it almost like an environment that we as artists are sitting. And Hannah and I talked about this, really how to curate this, as though we're sitting in a living room with our friends doing hair or just talking shop or creating. And yes, there's an audience, but it was almost kind of explaining to the artist, like, I just want you to forget that that's there. Just feel the energy and just create. Mm-hmm. And to see the calmness, the looseness, the excitement, the safety, I think was a good word we heard quite a bit from the artists last year. It felt very safe, even though you got 2,000 people sitting there. I think the setup, and everybody was in and everybody was locked. And it was special from so many artists' view, which makes it special for us. We always want to create something special, and you hope that that's what happens. But to see the videos, right, that are all being posted from last year, people dancing, people you would never think are dancing, people getting up, just being themselves and interacting. And I love that it's not brand centric by any means. In fact, it's quite the opposite, because you'll see different artists that probably have never been on stage together, just to be able to get up and create side by side. We have a wicked cool DJ coming this year. We're actually this weekend spending time with him, curating this, and he's been handpicked out of, what do we look at?
Quite a few.
Like almost 10 DJs this year. And he's been handpicked. So he's just good people and ridiculous talent. And that's what we want to keep bringing in, is how do we level to the next space? How do we go up? How do we bring something fresh and new? So everybody's excited that it's something that's a little bit different, but the core of what live is and what we do at that show with ABS is not going to change. It's just going to keep going up.
Yeah, no. And I love that you said that it was like a living room, because I feel like and we all grew up in the like house party era. Of, like, we remember, like, Mark will tell you about like playing shows in basements and all of that stuff. And it really had that feeling of, you said 2,000 people. It felt like 10, like it really feels so intimate, because it feels just like everyone is coming in like just wanting to have fun, but also so encouraging of the people that are on stage. So I love that you mentioned that you have people that are new in this city that maybe wouldn't get this opportunity to be on stage, right? But you can feel that, and everyone's cheering them on and just so excited. I mean, you guys come out on stage and hype everyone up. Like, everyone is so pumped to be there for them. And just the amount of things that are happening, you would think would be like, how did I miss this? Or did I? And all of us, when we were recapping our saying,
I mean, honestly, I let me say that, because we missed stuff. We got videos back last year, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, where the hell did that go on?
I was watching content.
Yes.
Sam got his haircut. Like, I missed
She
that
missed the whole
completely.
thing. I was like, yeah, he did.
Yes.
That was insane.
Yes. And like it's all happening in the moment. Like it's planned. I mean, you guys do such a good job. And like you said, your attention to detail of even who the DJ is, you do such a good job. But it's like these random moments, these really authentic moments, you leave room for that. You leave space for that to happen, which I think just shows like if anybody is wondering who you all are, it's that. It's on that stage. This is the culmination of years of experience in the industry. Like you said, going to hair shows, seeing what's out there, but then being able to be like, this is our version of it. This is our heart. This is what we want to get back. And it's just so obvious and just so different. Like I love that it's truly who you all are because you're traveling the world. Like it's not even just like, oh, they're super big in America. No, you're traveling the world doing a hair show in a different way. So for me, that was the first time that I saw the all of the looks and everything happening so quick. And there's braids and there's color. There's everything that you would think the beauty industry is. But like, if you're just a beauty school student from Tennessee, for example, you've never seen anything like this. Like, you've never been able to, like, this doesn't exist in their minds. And so for you all, it's completely normal. But I think the energy, what that is coming from is because it's new to so many people. So really putting your all's touch on it is just so special. And I love that you get the space to create. I mean, you're husband and wife. So you guys share so much more than just like this industry. It really is like your hearts just being put out there on that stage. And then, like you said, you know, the names that people will know coming out on stage, like everyone's hyped up. And then when that, I mean, Zambia, Popular Nobody, I mean, and the list went on of who was on that stage last year. And it's just so fun. So
yeah, that's the magic is the people, like not just the people that are on stage, but the people coming. Like we've had so many people reach out and so excited about this. Some people this year are coming just to live, and now we get to bring them to the show as well. And that's the moment when we knew something different had happened, is when people are coming for that, and then you can entice them to the rest of the weekend. I love that you mentioned people in Tennessee. We need people to be exposed to the entire industry as a whole. And I think this is such a quick flash in what you're saying and who's coming up, the moments that happen, the production that happens, the energy that happens, not just from stage, but that audience, the networking that went on between artists and community and just the community amongst itself is so special because we don't get to do it in a fast pace in a few hours like that. And to put that on gas and push it with that many things happening is special because you get, you know, the girl from Tennessee, the guy from Tennessee that gets to see all of this. And then I would invite them to really look at the entire weekend because you have award shows, you have classes, you have main stages, you have so much stuff going on. And then you have an after party in conjunction with ABS that I just think expose yourself to as much as possible because you never know where you're going to go in this industry. And I think, you know, if I look back on my career, the only way I knew to step into something different was being exposed to it. But I can tell you, when I got into beauty school, I didn't know any of this existed. And furthermore, some of it didn't exist because we've had to help create some of it. And I think you got to get out there and see what else is out there. Did I think as signing up for beauty school, we'd be doing something like this? Absolutely not. But in saying that, I appreciate because it's super cool. And we do put our hearts into it. And I think it is a glimpse of everything we've seen over the years of what's worked, what hasn't. How do you make it the best impactful show in such a short, you know, time? But it's the people coming, it's the people believing in it, it's ABS believing in it, it's the artists believing it and wanting to do it. I mean, a lot of these guys have worked all day long as we have. And, you know, you're calling them up. Hey, hey, John Mosley, as you mentioned, John, you know, hey, John, I know you got a whole thing that's launching this year. I know you got all your team coming, but hey, do you want to come on Sunday night? That's well. And they do.
And everyone's going to make time for it because there's the heart behind it.
So cool. It's so cool. Because I know and tired, and they are, but they still come and put it on, and they're always grateful that he did it. You know, I'm sure it's that, oh my God, what am I signing up for one more thing? But they're always grateful they did it, and that for us is the ultimate.
Yeah. No, I think that it's really interesting. And I don't want to miss the chance to highlight that you all are in a very different space in the beauty industry. Like you said, that when you were in beauty school, not exposed to it yet. I think thanks to social media and the things that you all are doing, like I said, worldwide, there are people that are able to say, I'm insanely creative. and
Mhm.
I want something different. I don't maybe want to just be a stylist in a salon. I have this creative energy, this creative outlet. I don't know where to put it. And you all are highlighting that there is a place for that. There's a place where you can exist in this world. Obviously, education is so important. You all offer so much education, but even thinking about it for, people that are new, people come in and say, I want to do the photo shoots. I want to do the competitions. I want to do that. How do you get started? How did you end up in that world? I mean, there's a space that exists here. And I want to talk to people that might maybe be feeling that they want to launch into this. Maybe they're getting a little burnout behind the chair because they're not getting to use their creative energy all the time. Is that kind of how it happened with you all? Do you all remember having that feeling of, I need more, I'm craving more, I want something different than what is being shown to me?
Absolutely. I think we each kind of have a little different story in that for ourselves personally. I was lucky enough, I actually auditioned to be a hair model while I was in beauty school. And it turned
Okay.
out that I auditioned to be his hair model 15 years ago. And so
How
Love
times change,
that.
Bobby. Things say,
So for me, I started getting exposed to that world halfway through beauty school. So that's nuts. And I don't take for granted that that's something I got that 99.9% of students don't. And so I think for me, that's why that's a huge journey to share that story, because I started seeing hair shows. I started seeing what was out there. I started watching him and being on photo shoots. And so I got to see all that from the beginning, but most people don't. And I think that's a huge part of why we want to share that with the industry. And it's funny because you talk about like being worldwide. We just came back from Australia doing a keynote speech, and we actually do this presentation called Unleashed Ambition. And it is exactly what you just said. It is all about how do you take whatever dreams you have, like what are the opportunities in the industry? One, let's just list them, show you what are some of the things that are out there, and then how do you get to that point? And so that's been a huge passion project for us. Like it's weird for us to step away from doing hair sometimes and just speak, but that's such a big question that we get, and using our experiences of coming out from behind the chair and learning what is there had a huge, great feedback from people going, wow, there was a whole list of things I didn't know I could do. And now not only do I know what they are, but I know how to obtain it.
the other thing
I
too,
think
Bobby.
that's so important for sure. Cause I think like you saying yes to that, like you saying like, I'm going to go do this thing changed everything. And I think that sometimes students don't realize that it's like one yes, like it
Yeah.
is saying yes to one thing, like following I'm nervous, I'm scared, I can't be a hair model or whatever is going through your brain. You had all of that, I'm sure, but you still said yes, you still showed up to the experience. And I think that is such an important message right now, because I think sometimes students are scared to fail. They're scared to make a mistake, and like they don't want to just jump in, and sometimes you have to just jump and know that there's a net there that will catch you, or you're gonna fall and
And
crash
you're
and
gonna
burn,
fall,
but you
you're
get
gonna
back
learn.
up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, as many times as we've succeeded, we've failed 100 times more on each of them. And I think that where it really comes into play is experience cuts down how big the failures are, or how big that you're going in with the possibility of that. You take experience and start to go, okay, we've learned from this, whatever it is. And I think that's life. But if you are not comfortable failing, you are not going to progress in this industry. You have got to put yourself out there. You have got to fail. You have got to practice and fail again, because that's how you learn what not to do. More so, it's what you learn, how you learn what to do, and incorporate that.
Mhm.
If you're not comfortable failing, you need to put yourself out there a little bit more. I think we don't grow when we're comfortable. We grow when we're uncomfortable. You don't go home from a good
Mhm.
day at hair, salon and go, let's do it just like today. You'll go home from a bad day of color, a bad haircut, and you will not forget that. And you'll do something about it. So sad but true, Bobby. Most of the stuff we learn in life, and the stuff that really gets anchored, is trials, tribulations, failures that, have been put onto us of, that's a failure. Man, I don't
Mhm.
know. I look at it very different. I look at it as, you don't have to do it again. It's a learning. How you take that and grow from that, it could be one of your greatest lessons. And I think people should really get to the point that failure is not a bad thing. It is a learning. And I think it's, mindset as well. The other thing, we didn't have coaches. We didn't have, in my opinion, great mentors. There was great artists. There was great inspiration out there, but very few of them would take you under their wing and go, listen, all the things you're asking, I want to help you with. I think it's very different in our generation. I think there's people that aren't gatekeepers. I think there's people that want to put that information out. I would highly suggest anybody that's hearing this and you want to do anything, get a mentor, get people that can
Mhm.
help guide you, not control you. Those are very different things, but help guide you
Mhm.
into what are the possibilities and then how to obtain and go at those possibilities. Because I think a lot of people talk high level. All this is out there. You're right. It's all out there. And I want to be an editorial stylist, but I don't even know what that means. And I'm going to quit doing hair behind the chair. Not a good idea.
Mhm.
Us, everything starts behind the chair because that's where you can jump off to go do education, to go to hair shows, to go do other things, to go do photo shoots. We're one of the only businesses where if you want to make more money, you can just put more time in.
Yep.
It's really
It's
odd
all
because
up to
when
you.
you think
Yep.
about that, it's up to us. So choice, I think, is a huge thing in what we talk about in this class and this mentorship is mindset, coaching, what do you want, set goals. But we offer this also online with our online education, and we've done this as a workshop where people can get into it and literally walk through it with us online. And I think that's something, and it's at their leisure because it's all recorded. But that way, I think it's something that people start to, what are the broader perspectives out there? If we keep insulated, and this is where I think studios and stuff like that, working on your own siloed, I think some of this is interesting, some of it's good. Also, if you're siloing yourself, you're insulated into your own world. You got to get out. You
Yeah.
see what else is out
Mhm.
there. You got to get out to check with other people, right? And see what else is out there because that's how we evolve as people. And if we're not doing that, I think it's tough how we evolve. The next generation should
Yeah.
the next generation should be better. My time in
Yeah. And
it cut her time down, right? That's what it should be. Her generation should cut down
Mhm.
the next. So I think it's how we step into it with intent.
Yeah, and you obviously have a really, really successful career. And I love this energy that you still have to be like, I'm not burnout. I've been in the industry for how long you have. And everyone talks about burnout. You can't retire from the beauty industry, like all of those things. But I'm like, no, like, look, you have to find your passion in the industry. It has to be the heart. And once you connect that, you can do this for 100 years. Like you
Yeah.
can do this for as long as you want. There's not an end date on it, as long as you're staying and following the passion. But a lot of people get comfortable. A lot of people just say, this is what I want to do. Christopher, you worked with a bunch of different brands in your time, but education is really where I think you've separated yourself. I really think that education has always been the heart of what you're doing. So talk to me a little bit about just kind of like walk us down the road, go backwards a little bit of, your time in the industry. And even if it's just kind of like highlights, brands you've worked with, events that you've been a part of, what stands out for you when you can kind of like look back at that?
um Wow, Bobby, that's a long question. I honestly, I've been really, really blessed in the idea that people have always come into my life when I've seeked out information, and I would
Mhm.
encourage most people to really look around them because I think if you seek it, you can find it. I was pretty tenacious when somebody told me no, and I didn't get the answer. I would definitely keep seeking it. So but it all for me starts behind the chair, and it started behind the chair as I got into beauty school, got out, owned a salon with family member, and then they ended up taking it on. And for me, it was just I had to figure out what triggers were, and what I mean by that, or igniters, I like to call them, what things ignite you past the chair. And it doesn't mean it should take you away from the chair, but things that ignite you past the chair, exactly what you're talking about for longevity, because you can get burnout, and there's no question of that. There is burnout. I've been burnt out. I've gone through it many times in my career, and you just have to find what it is that gets you back up and wants you to create or wants you to share or wants you to educate, because it's got to come within. It's got to come within, and but there's got to be a reason. There's got to be your why. um Part of why we do so much is because we like that vastness of trying different things, but we don't do it for the sake of just saying this is all the stuff we do. We do it for the sake of when we see something missing and then fill in the gap of where we think our version of it could fit or how to help people. And I think that's always been in my career. I've always been into education, traveled the globe by the time I was 25, which is insane thinking about doing hair. And but I also think there's a big responsibility with that. It's not just what you take out of the industry, it's what you're giving back. And so abundance is huge for me, but I think abundance comes from a lot of different sources. That's knowledge, that's information, it could be monetary, but I think people really get hung up on money. And I think if we looked at things as abundant, we really, all of us are abundant in many ways, many, many ways. And I think that as we celebrate other people and we do right by people and help people, we're going to be abundant if we have the right intent in what we do. So that was
Mhm.
honestly how CBC was really born, after working with a few different brands. And really, CBC, Christopher Benson Collective, was about a collective. It wasn't about Christopher Benson. It's about the collective of artists and how we come together. But it's not just hair artists. we don't
Mhm.
circle ourselves with hair artists. We circle ourselves with fashion. We circle ourselves with DJs, with spoken word poets. We circle ourselves with amazingly talented wardrobe and makeup. And I think that it's a space where people can come in and out, and contribute, but are don't have to be attached to. And we can see that in what we do at live. You can see that in what we do with our team. And it's not brand specific, so we get to play with a lot of people. And that was one of the things for me in working with some brands at the time, and I think it's changed a lot. um we couldn't work together because people would like, no, you work with this brand or you work with this brand. And while we traveled a lot together, and you mentioned him earlier, Sam Villa. We traveled a lot together. There was a lot of times we couldn't be on stages together. We'd be at the same events
Mhm.
doing VIP events. Couldn't do that together either. And I think the industry's changed, which I'm glad. And I really, I'm not going to take responsibility, but I think we were definitely one of the groups that came in and smashed that. You're with them, you're with them, we're with us. I think that is such ridiculousness. We are all artists at the top level. Everybody is supporting each other and wants. There is not the competition. Competition's within your head. So CBC was really born on that idea of collaboration and being able to work with anybody that wants to do something at that level. And we've been able to do it with some of the best, the DJ Muldoons, the Ira Pope Sages, the Sam Villas. Tabitha's been up with this. I mean, it's amazing to be able to call on those people and also create space for them, because they don't need that space, but they take it, and they
Mhm.
with kindness, they take it with heart, and they contribute. And that for us is also really a reflection that you can call a lot of these artists and go, it's always surreal to me, Bobby, when you call any of these guys and go, hey, do you want to? I'm always nervous. I don't care how long I've done this. I'm like, damn, you gotta call people. But it's also exciting when they say yes, and to be able to do something with them that maybe they haven't done. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's an exciting thing. And then a lot of us now, if we're shooting, Hannah's definitely, as I've cut down time for her on stage, she's cut down time for me in photography. And so it's a really cool balance in that capacity. And, we've been able to take a lot of different people from our team, have great success with what they're doing. And also people that are great friends of ours out into the industry, the Bradens, Los and Arod. We were super proud of what they did with, barbering. And you want to celebrate artists that can really do their thing and try and create a space that they can step into. And that's really for us what
Yeah.
it's.
I think it's awesome. And again, like when we talk about the emotion of all of this and the feeling, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like it really is about everyone just being themselves up there, not having to be so responsible for carrying the weight of who they're supposed to be with this brand or what they're, I mean, I don't know any other way to say other than like the character of the brand, because we all know that that's sometimes you have to play the part
What's
and
that
to be
for?
able
Yeah.
yes,
What we're hired for.
exactly. And to be able to show up and just be yourself, to
Yeah.
smile and laugh and be goofy and dance and like just be that. That is awesome that you've created that space. And that's exactly how it feels to somebody watching all of this happen.
Thank you so
And
much.
I know so much of this is again just because the two of you and just knowing that like this is the next right step. This is what the industry needs. Being so in tune with what the industry is looking for at the time. Hannah, what are you most proud of in this moment? Like you said, you guys just got back from Australia. When you look back at what you guys are building and what you're doing, what are you most proud of right now?
I think, I love this question because I'm the most proud of the people. I think just tagging exactly off of the end of what Christopher was saying, the people that we've gotten to lift to another level. So with shooting, photography has always been a huge passion of mine. And as we got more into that in the competition space with our team and people outside of our team, I think being able to take their art and their vision for what they want to do, and they just don't have that final step, that how to shoot it right, how to get it out to competitions, what competitions to enter, because it's not just the pictures at that point. Like you have to be able to capture beauty images, but then our industry has so much to offer, from competitions that are one image all the way to 8 beautiful, British hairdressing images. So you really need somebody who has gone through that whole process. And Chrystofer has been competing for so many years, and I've gotten the chance to enter all of those competitions and help him, like, what is that actual process, and being able to help artists not only bring their art to life, but then go through that process and then watch them win. Like he said, Braden winning Master Stylist of the Year, the collection we shot with him a few years ago. One of our babies, Lacey, is in for color at Global Image Awards this year. It's her first big nomination. We had one of our team win editorial in Contessa, and 2 years ago, Kareen. And so those are the moments, like, I love shooting my own stuff. I love helping him shoot his. But when you see these people who never really got that opportunity to know what that process was like, and see they're doing incredible hair pieces, but if you don't have the ability to capture that and then enter it in the right way, nobody ever sees it. And so to be able to bring their work to life and then see them have success in it is probably like the proudest thing. I would rather see them win than anything I would personally do.
Yeah, I think the
Yes.
year one was pretty special because I was in that same category. And I think, it's an interesting thing, because when we're shooting for people and also competing, you got to really be honest and have that conversation with them. And, watching my guy go through that emotion all weekend of got there and super like, oh, you're going to win. And then it was the next day, no, man, I got this. And just that ride of emotion. And I just looked at him and I said, B, like, we shot this to win. You got to know walking in there, I don't care who's in the competition. I don't care if I'm in that category with you. We shot this to win. And when he finally locked in on that, he walked in that room and he knew he was going to win, and he should have.
Mm-hmm.
And that was such a proud moment for me, being in that, and to somebody to conquer that when I know what I've done. I know what that's like. I've felt that moment. But to conquer that is a really special, special thing. And it's so funny because some people are like, oh my God, are you upset you lost? I didn't lose. We didn't lose. We won immensely with him. And, to see him and that vision come to life, to be a small portion of bringing somebody's vision to life, that's priceless, man. That's priceless.
Yeah. And Hannah, like you said, being able to like put your piece on your expertise of this, we know what the shots need to look like. We know, because you can't just do it all. Like you can't just be like, okay, I understand all of this to win. You really have to have a team. You have to have the experts in that field that are like, we know what they're looking for. We know how we need to shoot this. Like, you did amazing hair. You're great, but there's also this piece of it that needs to happen to get you to win also. And so like having that and having someone like you to be able to teach that and coach that is really incredible. And again, look back to you being in beauty school. That's what you thought you were going to be doing? Like that's wasn't
to it. And it's like you said, it's not even just the beautiful imagery, it's the technical part. And artists shouldn't have to go through that. Yeah. Like it's the, which categories have to have long and short and color. Like, there's so many things that go into these that I think that people who are starting out, who want to be a part of hair competitions or submitting to magazines, don't understand. And
oh, yeah.
I had to learn that process. I had to learn it from you. I had to learn it on my own. And to be able to take that away from an artist and go, you don't have to worry about this part. Like, we're going to let you just be creative, I think is huge.
I think having the two, I think, because either one of us can shoot, either one of us can do hair. And I think it's special because they come to it, like the people we shoot with, they come to us at different times during the shoot. Like, I need a little motherly, like support, or I need love Chris, or like, and so it's cool because I think we come at it from different angles, and I think that we can step in at different places. And I think that's also for us what's special is you get the masculine, you also get the feminine energy in there, and also can be able to do both sides of it. So it's not has to play in one lane. It's, we want to see what the best end result is. So Hannah and I both shoot at when we shoot. She'll take a set, I'll take a set, and we want to see what the difference is, because each of us have a little different eye, and none of which is right or wrong, all of which is great. And we learn from each other as we're doing it and express. And I think that also lends to the artist expressing their best as well, when they know that it's not regimented of, we have goals. We have goals with what we want to do with anybody. You have to have intent, some plan and action to get an outcome. But there has to be a looseness. And I think you said that as well about live, is there's got to be a structure to it. But if the structure's solid it leans for space to be creative. And that for me is, I think, what
Mhm.
we do really well is create space for people to succeed. And I think that's where
Yeah.
for us the magic has happened. We've learned how to do it, but I think learning to share it is also what it's about, and creating a
Yes.
safe place that people can succeed.
What are those characteristics that you're noticing in who you're kind of working with now or people that are coming up? What are the traits that you see in them when you're like, oh, wait, they're next? Like it's going to be them. When you have those moments, like what are those characteristics that you really like catch to be like, okay, this is their moment?
It's generally not even skill, to be honest. Like we see incredible skill all over, and there are definitely people we push towards that, but it's generally that fire. Like that, it's the people who are sending us inspiration, on Instagram reels, like, look at what this artist did. I'm gonna create something like this, or, already putting their vision boards together before they're even asked. It's that fire. You can teach somebody skill. We can teach you how to braid, how to color, how to cut, but I can't teach that passion like that. If you don't
Hmm.
have that and you don't find it on your own, I'm not saying it's not a journey to get there, but if you don't
Hmm.
have it inside of you, I can't bring that to life. And so when we see that, that's when we go, this person is ready to like do a full on collection.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
How
you got
much are you involved in the planning process too? Like, how soon are people reaching out? Like, or is it a year ahead of competition? Like, is it, well, I'm going to do this in 2 years? How far are they reaching out for you?
I think it's both. I mean, we have people already reaching out for shoots before competitions have even been announced for next year. And I also think we get a lot of calls of, people wind up around the around the competitions. Oh my God, I want to shoot, I want to shoot. And then I think the thing is preparing them. What do you want to do? How much shooting are you doing now? And build them to the right space. Because if it's just call us up and go, hey, Benson's, we want you to shoot it. We can do that. But I think the best end result is really working with them, um, you know, finding out what their skill set is and where it's going to best fit. Because not
Mhm.
everybody's goals are competition. I mean, some people just want to shoot great hair and put it out to the world, none of which is wrong. We want to support all of that. So I think it's really understanding what their goals are and then where do they want to put that stuff and help alleviate some of the stuff we've gone through. I mean, truly, it's time, it's energy, it's money, it's an investment. It's an investment to yourself if you look at it that way, and what you could learn in that process. But the difference of when I started shooting and going back to the salon really curated me being different in the salon in the best way. I looked at stuff different. I polished stuff different. I knew what was walking out different, and the clients saw different. So all of these things that extend out from the salon really should be bringing back what you're doing in the salon to better your game, to better what you're doing in your marketing and what you're bringing to the world and what your guests are, because ultimately that's what you want to be doing is transferring that into, monetary so that you're succeeding into being able to do other things. And if you find that cycle that, that infinity that is one supporting the other, it allows for great creativity. It allows for you to find the igniters of what is going to ignite you in this industry for longevity. And when you can do that, that's when I think success happens. You're also going to start to unfold other things that you never thought. We never thought we'd be doing a lot of this stuff. We never thought we'd have a magazine. We never thought we'd have some of this stuff, but it all was bucket list. And I think if you're prepared to take stuff on and what it's going to take and you're invested into it, I don't believe anybody can't do anything. I think it's a matter of finding the right people to do it with.
Yeah, like Christopher said, we definitely have artists we shoot where we come in closer to the end and like bring their vision to life. But our bread and butter, like our passion project, is really being in there from the beginning, helping them with vision boards, walking them through, because it just produces a different outcome. And especially if they haven't shot before, and we have people at all different levels, whether it's skill level or maybe sometimes we start them off with a team shoot, so they only have to focus on one look,
Yeah.
and they're
Mhm.
bringing that to life as a team, and then slowly build them towards their own collection. So I think everybody has a different process, and it's learning people
Mm.
first and what is going to be best for them to bring their creativity to life.
I think
Yeah.
communication too. It's finding out, what they're scared of, what are their worries,
Mhm.
and so that you can, I think, alleviate some of that. And I think that's where a lot of it is. We build monsters in our head. We build things to be so much bigger. I think we put so much energy, and I'm speaking for me, and and I've talked to people in the world, but I think we put so much energy in worrying that it almost starts to feed that as opposed to fueling what the positive is. And I think you got to look at what's out there in the world and go, okay, I need to be observant of this. But I think if you keep focusing on that, that's where you're putting your energy. That's where you're putting your fuel, is into things that you're probably never even going to happen. So I think when you can,
Hmm.
put your energy into positive things, find out what's going to happen, learn from the mistakes. That's when I think you can really evolve as a person, but also humanity. And we should be, we should be cutting down time. We should be making it um, easier and more effective. And I don't say, not earning their stripes or climbing the staircase, but easier in communication and how we go about sharing that. So the next generation does do it faster, more effective, quicker, and they hopefully pass that on to the next generation.
I love that that's the mission and the goal. I think it's so beautiful. And I think that that is exactly what we're all trying to do. Like we want to make it better for the next group coming up and just make sure that all the things that, like you said, where things were a little more shut off before, that we're changing that, that it really is just that love, because that's what we're all here for, and that's what we're all doing. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hey, beauty students and educators. I'm excited to share that Beauty School Bobbi is now supported by BeautyCast Network, your go-to career services and placement platform for the beauty industry. Free to schools, educators, and students, BeautyCast Network connects you with top artists, influencers, and educators who inspire and empower the next generation of pros. From webinars and newsletters to virtual career showcases, competitions, and scholarship pop-ups, the platform is packed with tools to build non-technical skills, encourage career readiness, and help students launch amazing careers as they approach their graduation date. Learn more at beautycastnetwork.com to help your students thrive and take their career to the next level. Now back to the episode. Chrystofer and Hannah, you guys have both won a million awards. Like if I tried to name them all, I really was going to text you guys and be like, okay, I want the list. And I was like, that will be the whole podcast. Like we don't have time, but what are those memories for you? What are the big ones that really stand out? And might have even been one that either doesn't exist anymore or isn't around, but like, what are the big moments for you that really changed your direction, your path, or that just really stand out in your memories?
Well, I think probably one of the biggest ones for me was getting into my first NAHA. I think everybody thought I was going to win, and I think you start believing your own press, and I didn't. And it was probably the best thing that happened. And this is something that happened to me in beauty school as well. And in beauty school, that ignited me to be a completely different hairdresser. I was somewhat thought it was pretty cool, didn't really understand it all, and then got my ass lit up in a competition, and that was it. Like that was the
Mhm.
trigger, that was the igniter. So I think Naha was probably one of those, because the next year, when I did win, made it so much sweeter, so much more of
Mhm.
that journey, that you conquered that, and not conquering people, conquering yourself, because I think you could fold in that moment sitting at that table when your name's not announced. And trust me, I've felt that more
Mhm.
times than that one. But you got to put yourself on the line against what you're going to do so that you can see your own evaluation of your growth. And I think that I would encourage everybody, and this was encouraged to me in beauty school, is take pictures of your work, because I didn't realize that at the time it tracks everything you're doing. And I could literally see the evolution of my entire career. And then when we went down to Australia, we took and found some pictures of beauty school from both of us and kind of telling our story. But the style hasn't changed that much, Bobby. It's just evolved, which is so crazy when you go back and look at it and see the tracking of the career. But I would encourage everybody to do that, because I think we really get complacent. I think if you can see it and realize that it's the same repetition, you could do something different. So photo shoots and stuff like that for us have been huge because you evolve. But I think my first Naha, I mean, I don't take any of them for granted, to be honest with you. There's not one for me that you don't stop for a minute. And I've had to learn to do that, truly, because as you said, there's a lot of them. We've been at a lot of shows. We've won a lot of awards, and literally it's like, great in that moment, amazing, put it on the shelf. We got a show to do. And that's literally how it's been, fortunately, for a lot of them. I think over COVID, it gave me a really big stop, sit down, and hold on, Mr. Benson, because you're going to have some time off. And it made me look at everything, and I realized how much time had been away from my family, my friends, in the discipline and the push to drive to go accomplish that stuff. Um, but I also realized what it was accomplished. And I think that it's a good thing to acknowledge it. I don't take any for granted. I honestly don't. And I think the one that's going to be real special this year is one you can't even enter. And we got called up for ABVA's Uncensored Beauty Awards. They're giving Hannah and I this year for kind of what we do, honestly, which is pretty crazy. So, yeah, it's
Yay!
things like and I don't know. I don't know. When you get recognized by your peers, I think it's one thing entering a competition when you're starting to be named for different stuff that you can't enter. You're being acknowledged by your peers and not just me. It's us. And she's such a powerhouse in what we've been able to do. I've accomplished so much, but we've accomplished so much more together. And that is
Mhm.
crazy special. And I love that she's being recognized for that as well.
Yeah. Hannah, do you have any that stand out as like, can't believe it happened moments?
I think so for me, like I've only personally been competing like with my own collections mostly over the last year. So I stayed in production for a long time. So I did hair, then I kind of switched over to doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So for me, entering my first full on collection this year into all the awards, I'm a super analytical person. So for me, I think it's just that it's that journey of watching what I brought to life and then going, I feel great about it. I also learned a lot. So I know what I would change and I know what I wouldn't. And so it's every time it doesn't get in something or every time it does, it's that looking at other people's work, being inspired by it. Like it has to be a process the whole time. So, but I never lose how proud I was of what I created. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't change something next year. That doesn't mean I don't watch what competitions are doing. But I think that's the thing about just thing in Chrystofer saying like, it's not just about competitions. You really have to go, am I creating this collection to win an award or am I creating it because I want to bring my art to life and whatever happens happens? Because when you watch things come through the competition and you go, well, that's not how I interpreted the category. That's not, and you have to go, I either stand on what I did and I wouldn't change it, or I want to adjust what I'm doing next year so that I can win and whatever that looks like. And so I think for me, that journey is what I'm most proud of every time it doesn't final in something, is the learning process that I go through and still being proud of what I've done.
Yeah, and I think it's
Yeah.
very hard too, Bobby. Like when this is the emotional part for us when you're working with people is you want it so bad for people, and I mean you can imagine how bad I want it for her. So it's very tough to watch and coach people and want that so bad, and when it doesn't happen, but then really, what is that about? Is it the trophy? Is it the trophy that made the process and you understanding all that you become in this? Because the trophy does not do that. It's
Mhm.
you and what your process is. And I'm not saying it doesn't, put a cherry on top of it. That's a beautiful thing. But I think people lose sight of what it's about sometimes. And we like to really anchor that of what your goals are, where you want those goals to be. And then also don't fold. You shouldn't
Mhm.
you shouldn't blame it on the competition. You shouldn't blame it on what it is. If you're going to step into any of those arenas, you better be aware of what the arena is. And I get so frustrated sometimes when people step into it one or two times. They're like, "Oh, it's the competition," or "Oh, it's the judges," or "Oh, no,
Yeah.
no, it's not. It's you're not reading, you're not understanding, and you can't put blame on people. And if you want to go step into that, you got to learn the rules in the arena before you're going to go play. And I think that's with anything. I think it's with hair shows. I think it's with education. I think it's with anything in life. What we put out there, you got to be solid in what you're doing, and then learn, adjust, and grow.
Yeah, and I think what we know or what I've seen from being in the industry for so long is that or being at the beauty school, I should say, for so long, is that timing is everything. Like you said, you didn't win in the next year, like you were, because it's not your time. And that's
Yes.
okay because
Yes.
what we know when we can look back is say, if I would have won it that year, this door wouldn't open, this thing wouldn't have happened, this person wouldn't have, like, there is a part of it that is just timing. Like you can do your best, be the best in the competition, literally put the best work in there, but it's not your year. It's not your moment. You're not ready or just what is going to come the next year is even bigger. And that's part of the taking the risk to fail is knowing that I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to do this. And hopefully when it's my time, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, and I think it's timing is everything. Also, I love that you said that because you can't win everything. You can't win everything all the time. I've won a lot in my career. You don't win every time. But it also doesn't change what you learn. And I think that if people really look at that and, like the ones we bring up, our amazing CBC team, a lot of these guys are award winners. A lot of these guys have never been in that. I think the process for us this year in doing the team shoot was very special because we got to spend time with them beforehand. Like everybody came to Utah on their own dime and wanted to just work on something together. The end result, completely different. I was far less involved in hair. They were far more engaged. They were driving. They wanted it. And you can see the end result in what, we were able to shoot with them and help guide them. But truly, that was probably the least amount of hair I've done on a team shoot out of any of them.
Yeah.
And it's the one that's having the most success, which is great. Get out of the way, Chris.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
The team came
But
to with
that's
ideas.
and that's the best thing is when you can step back and also know it's going to be at that level, because I'm not going to compromise what we're going to do. I will not. And my team knows that. Like, I'll tell you, we can do better. And here, let's help this get better. That's part of our job, is to go, is that your best? And here, how do we get it to that point? But the investment in time and energy that they put into it, you can see the end results. It was far less of me teaching along the way, because we got to do it there. And then they got to go away and process it and come back. And it was amazing in what they've done. And you can see the end results in what's running through all the competitions at the moment. It's in all of them that's been announced. And we're super proud of that. But more super proud that I look at that and I go, Lacey did that. Aaron did that. Right? All the way down the list of all of our team. Everybody had a hand in that. And the one thing I don't see in it is, oh, that one I did. And that's happened in the past where you kind of drag it to that point and you have to do that a few times. That wasn't this year. That was proudly say that most of that, if not all of it, was done, every one of them by their hands and together. And then we got to finish them together. So that's special when it's to that point. So yeah, I think those are the moments I can't wait to see this year, running them through that, because that will be special.
Yes. Well, I love that so much. So, without giving too much away, what can we expect from the show this year? What is coming? What are you guys planning? What can we do to get ready for the show this year?
Well, Bobbi, we are been saving this for you. We're going to announce it here. We always have a theme. We always like to keep it undercover for just the sake of the artist, and then be a little explosive at the show. Timing is everything, but people are pretty excited about themes. We dropped it to the artists so they know. We've done neon in the past, and I think neon's always cool, but we're doing a neon circus this year.
What? No way.
We're going ringleaders. We're going acts. We're going all of it. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Wait, it's gonna get weird and fun.
So weird, best way. In the best way. It's gonna be so weird.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, so everyone, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the outfits.
Look at her wheels.
I'm so excited. This is the best.
Earlier this year, because people love to get into costume, and that's like where we love the theme, and neon is great. And I think we'll always, we always kind of keep that little bit because it's that night neon, but adding the circus element, I think it's going to be full on. We have bearded ladies. We have
might be magicians. You might see a fortune teller. You might see some toy artists. You might see, you just never know. Like, you might see a whole group of clowns. Bobbi, you might see some crazy stuff.
I cannot wait. This is perfect. Like, I'm so excited, you guys. That's amazing. I can't wait to see this. And I can't wait for everyone to be there. Like, that's what I just can't wait for everyone else to experience this and for everyone to have the most fun night. Seriously, like core memory nights. Like, I can't wait. Last year, I feel like none of us wanted to leave. Like, everyone was like, okay, it's over. Let's stay.
We got something else for you. We are actually going to cut down timing on the show a little bit to leave a little longer at the back end, because we have heard all of our wonderful people that attended. And it did get cut off. So we're going till midnight, and we're going to have about an hour and a half at the end where everybody can dance. And the cool thing about this amazing DJ we're bringing in, which we started with, he can play such a range of incredible music that you're going to probably hear everything from like reggae to hip hop to rap to, I know you got Taylor Swift like snugged in there.
Yeah,
see,
it's circus.
That's right.
Circus.
You're right.
If we don't have some showgirl in there.
And then house music is where Chicago it was born in Chicago, so this guy can really light stuff up, and you're going to hear a lot of mashups. So we're going to end it on some cool house music, but mixed in with kind of what happened throughout the show. But it's going to be layered. It's going to be something for everyone. If you are not dancing, you just don't dance, because there will be music anybody will be moving to. And I think that's the cool thing, is there's a range of a lot of it for everyone. And really, I think it's just, how do we give a little something for everybody and create space for people to just have a great time?
I love that. Well, I know that there's a million things happening at ABS, but if you're going to America's Beauty Show, make sure that you are at Joe's on Sunday night. Make sure that you don't miss it. Make sure that you get tickets, get your outfits. Now I'm all like, oh, we need to replan outfits. I'm so excited.
Because everybody was like, it's what? When we listened to the artists, they gave us the indicator, like, oh man, maybe we should be telling everybody this. So we think people will bring to the table. So it'd be cool.
Yes. And we'll make sure that we're out front before catching people's outfits too. Cause I know there's one thing about the beauty shows is everyone is going to go all out. So I cannot wait, for this night. And I can't wait to see what you guys do. I know in my heart that is going to be incredible. So I'm so thankful that we got this time with you guys today. I almost forgot the question. Do you guys have an Ask Bobbi question? I almost hung up this call and just like ended it.
In that vein, Bobbi, if there was one song at Live, they would play, that would be your jam. They would be like, this is Bobbi's song. What would it be?
Did you see her? Did you see that? I didn't. Wow, you're going to make this girl's absolute day.
Honestly, it's not going to be what you expect, okay? But Africa... Like, I feel like we need to get like group hang, like everyone just like feel it, like old school, but maybe like remixed.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like with
if it comes on, I'm yelling your name.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love that.
I feel like just scream singing together, like is just what I can't wait for. Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I seriously cannot wait to hug you guys. I'm so excited, and we will be there. And I can't wait for all of it. And just make sure that if you are following along, make sure you follow us at Beauty School Bobbi, and make sure you follow Beauty and Sound Network. This year, we will be posting live from the show. We will be making sure that everything is going out so fast, so quick. You are going to have FOMO if you're not there. So make sure that, like Chrystofer said, like get the tickets for that night. Like make sure that you don't miss this, because I don't know where else you can see something like this. This is seriously just a moment in time. And I really hope that you'll do everything to get there. And just so thankful for what you guys are doing. We love you so much, and just can't wait to highlight all of it.
Thank you so much. Kai, say hi, say bye.
Ready for her moment?
Kai did so good.
She's
just crushed it today. All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Bobbi.